Cormani McClain, he made some noise when he hit the transfer portal last week. Well, now he's making more noise as he seems to be calling out Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes football team by not being a real program, not being a serious program, playing for clicks. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because I upload all the time. Now, as we know, five-star cornerback, the number one cornerback in the class of 2023, Cormani McClain, has entered the transfer portal. He will leave Colorado after just one season there with Coach Prime and the Buffaloes. And it looks like everything was sour on his way out the door. The way the so-called Buffalo fans have been treating Cormani has been kind of disgusting. To see grown men act this way just because a kid wants to go to a different school has been really, really gross to see all over the internet. But Cormani's not holding back, and he's firing back. Not necessarily at these, these lames that are coming after him. I mean, he's a 19, 20-year-old kid, but he's actually firing back at Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes organization, the program. Let's just listen to Cormani and what he had to say. Now, this clip has went viral all over Twitter. It says Cormani McClain put out a YouTube video. He says he wants to play for a real program. His grades are good, and he doesn't want to play for clicks. And let's listen to what Cormani had to say himself. Let's listen.
Change the narrative of everyone's thinking on my name. Be a part of a real and a great program that's going to impact me at my best ability. And yeah, ready to get to a new place and get to work. Yeah, I feel like I just don't want to play for the clicks. I actually want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop players. With that being said, that'll wrap up.
If you didn't hear him, he said, I want to play for a real program. I want to play for a program that's got good leadership and that doesn't want to play for clicks. Let's take a listen one more time.
Change the narrative of everyone's thinking on my name. Be a part of a real and a great program that's going to impact me at my best ability. And yeah, ready to get to a new place and get to work. Yeah, I feel like I just don't want to play for the clicks. I actually want to be involved with a great leading program.
I just don't want to play for the clicks. I want to be involved with the great leading program. These are his words. These are the words that he's using to, saying where he wants to go and deciding his next place, deciding the place that he wants to possibly finish his college career. Those are shots at Deion. Whether you want to believe it or not, those are shots at Colorado. Those are shots at what Coach Prime and Deion Sanders is running up there at Boulder. So I want to play for a real program, a great leading program, a program that I don't want to play for the clicks. I don't want to play for the clicks. He is referencing all the cameras that are in and around Colorado all the time, for good, bad, or indifferent. They're around all the time. Everything is recorded. Not everything is put out, but everything is recorded. And for some young people, that's a distraction. For a lot of people, that's a distraction. And for some folks, they have been critical of Deion and doing those things by saying it's a lot of times it's not authentic. A lot of times it's distracting those people. Yeah, it's exposure. It is exposure for some guys, maybe some players that wouldn't receive it on any other team, especially a team that only won 4 games last year. But for others, it's a distraction for what should be, or to them, is their ultimate goal: winning games, winning championships. And for some of them, playing at that next level, which is the NFL, getting paid to play football. Cormani's words matter. Why do they matter? Well, one, because he was a highly touted prospect that went to play at Boulder. It's not a lot of them doing that. Let's be honest. There's not a lot of 5-star guys going to play for Deion Sanders, especially right out of high school. There's just not. And it's not a knock to Prime. It's the fact that he's at Colorado. Would you rather go to Colorado or USC or Georgia or Oklahoma or Alabama or what, Washington? It's a lot of places getting 5 stars more than Deion Sanders. And Cormani's one of the few that he's gotten, especially right out of high school. It's been Cormani. It's been Jordan Seaton. That's it. Out of high school, since he's been at Colorado, that's it. And after 1 year, Cormani's hitting the portal and saying, I want to play for a real program. I want to play for a program. I want to play for more than the clicks. Yeah, I think it's okay for us to pay attention to that. For a guy that's been in those locker rooms, for a guy that's been around that program, for a guy that's played games with that jersey on. Now, Cormani's got to do himself a service by meaning going to class, making sure his grades are right. Because I mean, whether it's true or not, the narrative coming out of Colorado is that he doesn't show up for film, he doesn't go to class, that his grades aren't good. That's the narrative coming out of Boulder about him, whether it's true or not, because those people have so many cameras around and because they're always talking to microphones and in front of cameras. So it's up to him to prove, one, that's not true, and two, that he's still that 5-star, that number 1 ranked cornerback that 247 on 3 rivals and everybody else had when he was coming out of high school. He's got to prove that he's still that guy. Those guys typically get drafted in the first round of the NFL draft 3 years from the time they entered college. That's what those guys typically do. Those guys are Derek Stingley's. Like, those guys are Kool-Aid McKinstry's. Those guys are, like the top dogs. He's got to be able to prove. But what he said about Colorado, what he said about Prime, because you're indirectly talking about Deion Sanders, by the way, that holds a lot of weight. That means something. For him to say, I want to play for a serious program. I want to play for a program, a real program. I want to play for a program. I want to play for more than just the clicks. More than just the clicks. You gotta take that into consideration. That was profound to hear him say that. And it's going to be interesting to see how he moves and how he's able to continue, how he's able to play when he transitions to a new program, and how this Colorado upcoming season plays out, how Cormani plays out, and whether he's able to bounce back and whether Colorado's able to bounce back. I've been on this channel for months, and I think they'll win 10, 11, 12 games. They could potentially go undefeated during the regular season. But there's been a lot of mix-up, a lot of transfers out of that program. Now, they've got some transfers into it, some highly touted ones at that. But they've got a lot of work to do. And to hear this coming from one of their players, or former players now, it matters. I'm not saying it's everything, but it's something. It is definitely something. When we're watching them and some of the moves that Colorado makes, it's definitely something. Will it come to fruition? Will Colorado establish themselves as a serious, real program? Or will Cormani be right? He goes on to thrive and Colorado continues to struggle. That's what I'll be watching out for during the 2024 season. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think Cormani was right in the way he described Colorado, Coach Prime, and that program up there in Boulder? Leave your comments down below. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is Instagram and X at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.